Last chance, going out there, getting a win and cementing himself as a true champion on clay. Eventually, he would get that golden slam. What a moment that was. And here we are. This is an honor for me. And I just want to say, to be surrounded by these Hall of Famers, Lindsay Davenport, Jim Courier, Andre Agassi, and Sam. What a moment. Andre, thank you for joining us. Can't wait to work with you. This, I know, is a real special relationship, both on the court. What does this place mean to you when you see Chatrier? This used to be the Bull Ring, right? Yeah. What does all this bring back with you?
Oh, the Bull Ring came with some very strategic scheduling. There was very few people I wanted to play on the Bull Rink, and I tried to look at that draw ahead of time and convince whoever I needed to. If I have to play that guy, put me on that court. It used to be quick, the sound was unique, but everything's tough about winning this tournament from hour to hour, right? It can be different conditions, what it asks of your body. I mean, Sam, by the way, it's so nice being as tall as you.
Yeah. we boosted your chair up, so we're looking eye level.
I mean, this is what it's like, huh? No, it feels great to be back. It feels great to be back sitting next to you, then across the net.
It's nice to be on the same side of the net.
For the
Finally.
record.
Yeah.
For the record.
It was fun to watch the battles.
And you guys, great job.
You're enjoying it.
And the only reason why I wasn't here earlier, TNT gave me the wrong dates of this tournament.
Really?
Yeah, so it's not my fault. I would have been here from the beginning.
Well, Craig Berry, we're going to have a talk with you later.
That actually fooled me for a second.
He falls for everything. Yeah. Lindsay, you were out there playing earlier today. What I love, what I've enjoyed is having all these new faces with tennis joining us at TNT. You guys have known each other for so long. To now be working together on camera, what's this like for some Hall of Famers that love this sport so much?
I think it's one of the highlights, because when you get to know people while you're playing on tour, sometimes you don't get to know them that well. But when you step away from the sport and you start discussing the sport, you really kind of gravitate towards those who love it, who understand it, who love to break it down, who are tennis nerds. And we've assembled a great group here. It's been an amazing almost 2 weeks here with some of my favorite people in the sport. Now we've got Andre here.
It's pretty cool.
To pick his brain and see what he's feeling going into crunch time here at this tournament.
Yeah, just to let everybody know what our plans are for the next few days as we have the men's semifinals and the finals is we just want to hang out with you and watch tennis. And we're going to have good conversations. We're going to let the moment breathe. We're not going to overanalyze or overproduce. It's TNT. We just go with the flow.
Yourself.
Now, overanalyzing can't guarantee when AA enters the room.
No, we want you to go very deep. Yeah. Why don't we put up the Stella Artois order of play so we can see what we have tomorrow and what a Final Four we have. Lorenzo Musetti, one of the best on clay in the world, taking on Carlos Alcaraz, that I know Andre Agassi cannot get enough of. And then the night match, the #1 man in the world, Jannik taking on 24-time major title champion Novak Djokovic. That first matchup, I have a feeling that you two, you're going to be in the booth?
That's the word we're hearing. We're going to get in there and chop it up.
Let's give it a go, man. Let's talk some tennis.
What are we going to be looking at? Like, when you think about that matchup and you think about Alcaraz and Musetti, what's the first thing that pops into your head about that matchup?
Permission to make a point that is totally off topic. Musetti is the best-looking guy left in the draw.
Okay, it's a strong start.
Of the four?
He might be the best-looking guy in the whole tournament before this tournament started.
I think so.
I ran into him in New York, and I said, "Excuse me, I introduced myself. I said, can I just take a picture with you? Because I have to prove to my wife, who doesn't believe me, that every lady I've talked to says you're easy on the eyes."
Yeah.
So I took a picture next to my big, bald, ugly head, and it's like, and I'll keep it forever.
Did Steffi agree?
Yeah, you know, she doesn't have a thing for Italians, but she absolutely thought he was a good-looking dude.
Amazing. So in addition to the attractiveness, thoughts on him?
So his game lives up to his looks, let's put it that way. I mean, I think his game is a beautiful game. The artistry in it, the creativity in it, the ability to make magic happen seemingly out of nowhere, the ability to offset paces, the ability to sort of generate. I mean, he brings back the one-hander like a dream, right? Like, every time he hits it, I just feel like, can we just see that again in slow motion? You know, plays a little passive for me. He can generate, and he likes matches to come to him, though. That's the only thing that scares me about the matchup. You know, he tends to want to settle into a point. He wants to defend. His movement is epic. His competitiveness is epic. But his movement on clay is flawless. He's never really out of position, even if you bleed him. But the deal is, he tends to get a little bit passive early in the point and kind of let the point unfold. And if you let him get away with that, That's a problem. I thought Tiafoe, respect to the American men, God, it's so nice to see the tournament they've had.
Yeah.
But like Francis has a game that can hurt Musetti, right? But on clay, he only kind of gets one shot at that. Musetti has a movement that can offset that one intensity and then turn it into a point that drags on and just let the movement and the experience of making that ball dance away from Tiafoe, so he's taking heavier risk, sort of comes into factor. Well, that's not going to be the case with Alcaraz. I mean, if he lets Alcaraz settle into dictating play, and if we have a day like this where it's a little heavy, which, by the way, I think helps Alcaraz because Alcaraz can't seem to govern himself. So if the weather is heavy enough to govern him, and he has the freedom to hit out on his ball, I mean, he can absolutely do some damage with blows. I mean, his left jab is like a straight right. It's pretty incredible to watch.
I know that, look, Andre's one of those guys that asks for homework, which is incredible.
Stop talking about me like I'm not here.
Carlos Alcaraz, you noticed a change in the backhand from last year to this year. He's so young, but still improving. What did you notice when you looked at the tape?
You didn't notice that?
I don't have the brains and the eyes that you have.
No. I mean, I do like the adjustment he's made. I mean, so here's last year, right? He's taking the ball up higher. His right arm's a little bent, right? So the racket head's going up long before it comes down. Now, when you've got a guy like this, like you freeze it right there, the arm's slightly bent. He's taking it up pretty darn high. Now he has to drop it, get underneath, pull through with the right hand, and finish. The dude is so fast twitched that really what he has in his backhand there is just a variable that he doesn't need to deal with. This is a year it's different. Look how he's taking his ball racket back. He takes it back with the straight right arm. His left is way under control. So what happens when you take, when I used to take the ball, it's a great way to simplify it, like a golf swing, right? You get to the top of your swing, you have that pause, you drop in the slot, and then you let it go. He's getting himself to that slot right away, and that's what I love about it, because that not only gives him the option to sort of settle down some misfires, but he can hold the ball longer. When you watch here, like, because of what he's doing, see his racket face is already closed. That ball can travel deeper. That ball travels deeper in the strike zone. They don't know if he's gonna hold, pull it cross, or if he's gonna hold and just go inside off line, and he can just leave his opponent with like their jockstrap on the ground. I mean, look at this. The guy he can go either direction with it. Because in tennis, power and control comes from time spent on racket with the ball. I don't care how you swing. If you swing like Nadal, if you swing through, you can keep that ball in the racket a split second longer. We're talking about nuances. You got more power, you got more control, and you got more deception. So you're talking about a guy who's crazy athletic. The issue I had with taking it back like Novak or taking it back like Alcaraz, my hands were so tied to my feet that once I got in that position, I felt like my feet stopped. And I needed every bit of action with my feet. These guys don't need it. I mean, they're so damn fast. So just getting him to simplify, his feet are still going, but I think it brought down a little bit of his blood pressure and allows him to kind of hit the ball more, let's say, consistently with a spray chart that you just don't feel like he's going to all of a sudden miss one by a mile.
Jim, it's been a joy also having Killa Cahill on our staff as well, giving us some insight for Jannik Sinner. What a match we have afterwards. Again, this is an incredible foursome. Sinner, Djokovic, what do you think kind of a show we're going to get on Shot
Well,
Track?
first of all, I mean, these guys, there's a lot of similarities. You know, they both worked with an Italian coach named Riccardo Piatti when they were young, and there's a lot of similarities in the balanced attack that they bring, the forehand, the backhand. There's no hole that you can really get to with these guys. They can hurt you on both sides. But Novak's sort of instinct, he's more of a defensive-minded first player instinctively. He's worked on his offense, and his offense has gotten unbelievably good. Sinner is an offense-first guy, right? I think about it that Novak's sort of default mode is lockdown mode, and it's knockdown mode for Sinner. He wants to knock you down with the first chance that he can get. He's going to throw punches. Now, he's been having his way with Novak. That in their last 5 matches, Sinner's won 4 of those. The one match that Novak beat him, it was that they played twice in the same week. They played at the Tour Finals in 2023, the end of the season. Granted, it's a faster court. It's indoors. This is clay. It's going to be slow tomorrow because the roof looks like it might be closed. Or even if it's not, it's going to be cold. Novak really nuked his forehand. He realized that he needed to be the offensive player. Offense first there. Will he be able to hold that? I mean, he has jumped his forehand speed something like 6 or 7 miles an hour faster than average. And that threw Sinner on his heels. Now, Sinner has beaten him since then, so that the secret's out. But I think Novak has to play an offense-first kind of match because for so many years, we just didn't see Novak or Roger or Rafa, for that matter, play bad matches and beat themselves. Well, guess who's doing that now? Jannik Sinner. Does not beat himself. Alcaraz has the highest peak in men's tennis right now, but the highest consistent level of tennis, that's Jannik Sinner's. And this guy, Djokovic, used to have it, but he's been a little up and down this year. It's been great to see him bring it back, but Sinner has so much power. He's 6'4", and he moves great. And he's got that same type of flexibility with the open stance swings and the slides. Double A, I'm just glad we don't have to deal with these guys, man.
Dude.
The only one good thing about being old is we don't have to play those guys.
Well, and you know what's bad about being old is everybody gets taller. He's only 6'3½". You've lost a half inch, right? No, but just to add a touch, I mean, couldn't agree more with what you said, but Novak's deal when he gets on the tennis court has always been a fascinating thing to me. It's like his instinct is to go like a boxer that wants to, permission for a sports metaphor, permission?
Granted.
He's like a boxer that wants to feel the leather on his face. He wants to take your best punch, know he can handle it. So he gets out there and he lets you throw blows at him, and he fights it off. Then he gets a little irritated that like you keep throwing blows at him, right? Then he goes, I got to go into lockdown defense. That's it. And then he goes into his hyper, like sonic defense mode, and he takes that kind of pounding and resists it, and scoreline is close, and then he gets a little pissed off at that.
Yes. And
then he goes, no. Now I'm going to bring in a little offense. Then he sprinkles in the offense, and the opponent says to themselves, wait a second. I was on offense. I went from hitting some winners to having to hit 5 winners to win a point to hitting no winners. Now this guy's on offense. How the hell am I supposed to win this tennis match? He just rips your heart out. It's like he wants to beat your mom too, right? It's like
the whole family tree.
Like the whole family in one go. So his choice when he plays, Sinner is real simple. Can he use his lockdown defense to stop the arsenal of Sinner? I just, bet against Novak at your own peril. But if he just goes out there to lock down until he gets comfortable, he's going to be facing somebody that can throw blows. It's going to be like somebody rope-a-doping Mike Tyson in his prime, right? It's like, can't do it. Then if he goes to offense, he needs to be able to do offense better than Sinner. So the question is, how is he going to balance that? I agree he needs to come out aggressive. But even if he comes out aggressive, is it going to be enough to withstand the barrage that's coming from the other side?
Oh, it's funny you were talking about how he could just fend everything off. Sam and I snuck down to the courtside seats last night, and we watched that 41-hit rally between Zverev and Djokovic, where it seemed like there was multiple times where Alex was going to put it away, and Novak just kept fighting. I figured we could watch this rally.
Yeah, and why did you have to sneak? They don't let you in, huh?
I don't have it like you do. I'm new here.
Okay, this Zverev can do all day. The problem is he needs to have more of a game plan than just this against Novak. Novak's not moving. He's not getting to him physically. But they both have great backhands. I think Alex Sasha's is the best in the game possibly ever.
Good news, we're only about halfway through the rally.
But you see that the first ball that goes to the forehand side, the dude has to back up and gives Novak complete control of the point, although nobody has control of the point at the moment. That's what drives me nuts, him having to wait to hit a forehand. I mean, you're in control of the point. Ugh. Look at these guys cover the territory. Oh, they make me so glad I'm sitting here.
Yep.
Great point, no less.
Lindsay, it was a moment. He stood there and he soaked in the crowd. The umpire stopped the serve clock. And at that moment, Sam looked at me and said, that's it. Like, that was the moment where he took it. When you're facing someone that has that much legacy behind them, that's another part of this match. Sinner is so excellent, but Novak has history on his side as well.
Yeah, he does, but I think the recent results also become pretty relevant to the players in the locker room, and they'll see how has Novak played the last 6 to 12 months. What has he brought out to the court? They're going to see a lot of injuries out there. Obviously, everybody knows he's the greatest Grand Slam player we've had at 24, going for 25. But I don't think it deters a player like Sinner, who just seems to be so focused on his goals and how he wants to play out there. Earlier rounds, yes. Totally. I think that makes a big difference. I'm not sure in these last 2 rounds it will.
You don't get to pick your draw, but I bet you in the heart of hearts, if you asked Novak, would you rather play Alcaraz than Sinner? He would take Alcaraz all day long because of the variance, because Alcaraz can kind of ride the wave up and down. And
Sinner is.
And he did that in Australia in the quarterfinals. Yeah. Novak got hurt.
And injured.
Badly.
Yeah.
and he was able to still work his way through that match.
Totally agree, but not only, even additionally to that, Alcaraz hits a ball that's always coming up, which gives Novak the chance to play downhill and get more aggressive. I mean, Sinner hits a ball that goes through. We just watched 48 ball rally.
41, yeah.
41 ball rally with those guys. What let Novak off the hook? I mean, at 38, you got to say something has to be different than when he was 32. But what let him off the hook is every time he then went to the forehand side, Zverev would back up and then throw something in that went up again where Novak can take over controlling. That's not happening against Sinner. I mean, there's no breathing. You don't know if he's left-handed or right-handed when he's throwing blows off either wings.
I mean, you also mentioned, Carlos, the Olympics right here. Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic has not lost at Chatrier since the quarterfinals in 2022 to Rafa Nadal, because he pulled out against Casper Ruud. Right. He made the run Olympics here as well. We have 15 major champions here. And Sam, it's pretty awesome. I'm loving this combination. He beat Djokovic twice. I mean,
what's up with the ties, by the way? I mean, I watch you for 10 days, and I show up here, and you're like wearing ties.
It's semifinal day. We got to dress it up, you know?
To be honest, Andre, we were a little nervous.
I brought 2 ties, Andre. I'll give you one.
We didn't get that memo on this side of the table. We didn't get the dress-up memo.
Well, we wanted to dress up for the women's semifinals. We wanted to make sure that they had the honor. Why don't we do a little business? Stella Artois, our perfect serve of the day, and it was Aryna Sabalenka. Lindsay, her game right now is top-notch.
Yeah, it is, and the roof being closed definitely helped this part of her game. She was a little off early on with her serve, and then it picked up. Played one of the best sets of the tournament in that third set. The serve has become such a weapon, such a liability 3 years ago, and she's worked so hard to have her first strike tennis be the best in women's tennis. Whether it be the serve or the return, tough to defend against her power on any surface.
You're here, and I got to ask, Coco, Aryna, what are your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts right off the bat is Sabalenka and how she's playing and trying to defend against that. Let's wait to see what the weather brings. If the roof's closed or open on Saturday, that could be a big difference as well. Coco, the first week, the level that she played, probably not good enough to win this tournament. The level that she's shown in the last 3 sets that she's played, the third set against Keys and the 2 sets today, we're talking about a much different golf.
And it was a joy to watch. Another American making it to the finals for the women.
That was very diplomatic, Lindsay. I love it.
Social media, I believe we have some posts, or it might be a flashback, actually. April 1978, 47 years ago, Borg, and that's really you?
That's me with a Kawasaki racket, if you can believe it. I think that's Kawasaki.
Just turned 8 years old then?
Something like that. It's still my dad's haircut where he stuck a bowl over my head.
A legitimate bowl, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you know,
I had it too.
And you actually used a bowl?
Bowl.
Because I've always heard it was a bowl cut. I didn't know there was actually a bowl.
You want to know how critical my dad was. Talk about turning me into some kind of tortured perfectionist. This picture came out in the paper, and he's like, look how when Borg returns serve, he bends his knees. Look at your knees.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, oh, my God. So every time I look at that picture, I'm like, why am I standing so straight?
Aren't you wearing a Jimmy Connors brand shirt there? That looks like the JC to me.
And I'm sprouting his hair.
You got the Connors hair and you're with Borg. And tube socks were the rage.
Allen King tennis tournament used to come to town once a year in Vegas.
Very cool. Shout out to the great city of Las Vegas, 2 of the best to ever do it. Tomorrow it is going to be the men's semifinal. Cannot wait to watch those stars in action. Sexiest man alive, according to Andre.
There we go.
Somebody let Musetti know. Just don't let it throw him off his game.
I said it before people did.
Yeah. People magazine honoring
that may or may not be a real People magazine cover. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I still said it first.
Yeah. The rain has set the tempo here in Paris. We are going to go stay dry, and we will see you tomorrow as we get ready for the men's semifinal at Roland-Garros, the Cathedral of Clay. The beautiful city of Paris will wait one more night as Agassi, Davenport, Courier, and Query will join me on the desk. Love you guys. See you soon. We are the center of the tennis universe, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow.